Our next entrepreneur is a Bucknell University graduate, currently employed at Bank of America. Eat.Work.Play 24/7 uses connections on LinkedIn to assist with bridging professionals to their residential areas, local businesses, and events to help improve work-life balance. The purpose is to help professionals find connections and communicate beyond email and the typical cup of coffee. Welcome, Davon Bailey.
By show of hands, how many people are not natives of Charlotte, North Carolina? Take a look around you. Well, meet Shannon. Shannon is a graduate of Bucknell University, and Shannon loves running, seafood, and hanging with friends on the weekend. Shannon just recently got a job as an analyst at Wells Fargo in Charlotte, North Carolina. Now, when Shannon moves to Charlotte, North Carolina, he realizes that although he doesn't have any family, friends, or other resources here, this is the best decision for his long-term professional goals. Upon relocating, Shannon realizes that he's facing three major challenges. One, where will he live? Two, what other professionals can he connect with outside of work? And three, what will he do? What restaurants will he go to? Exactly. My name is Davon Bailey, and I am Shannon. According to the United States Census Bureau, there are 35 million individuals that relocate or move each year. Now, think of Eat.Work.Play 24/7 as a LinkedIn's playground. When Shannon logs in, he enters his LinkedIn information as well as his interests. Eat.Work.Play then takes that information and matches him with other individuals and other products in order to cater to his interests and tastes. Eat.Work.Play makes money through two areas: targeted advertising and affiliate marketing. Now, with advertising, Eat.Work.Play makes money through a pay-per subscription, pay-per-click, and pay-per-impression. We have been fortunate enough to partner with Eventbrite.com, Groupon, and Rent.com in order to be an affiliate marketing partner. So every time Shannon selects or purchases a product that originates from one of these sites, Eat.Work.Play averages about a 10% commission. Next question. What do Alibaba, Facebook, and Uber all have in common? I'll give you a hint. Alibaba. Alibaba is the world's most valuable retailer. And guess what? They own no inventory. Facebook. This is the world's most popular media owner. And guess what? They create no content. Uber. They're the largest taxi service in the world. And guess what? They own no vehicles. Shocking, isn't it? Now, Eat.Work.Play, we take this model and we apply it to ourselves, and we serve as a channel in which products and relationships are cultivated, okay? So Shannon doesn't see these as advertisements. He sees them as recommendations. All right. In the next 60 days, we have about 4 stages. 60 days and a little thereafter. All right, quarter one. During the first stage, we have already generated over 7,000 individuals in the Charlotte-Mecklenburg area pre-launch. We plan to use these individuals and partner with other local events and promoters in order to generate traffic on our website. During stage 3, we plan to invest in advertising based on our analytics from stages 1 and 2. Now, stage 4, that's when we expand and hit other cities that are similar to Charlotte. As far as our revenue projections, we expect over $500,000 in revenue and over 200 users with costs of around $60,000. Now, we're able to remain lean because we are pulling in the products and content from Yelp, Eventbrite, and Groupon. And these are free sources that I can use as well as Eat.Work.Play in order to display to our users. Now, competition. Here you can see that there is clearly a gap in terms of a professionally driven platform that caters towards work-life balance. Some of our competitors are good in some areas but aren't in others. Now, Eat.Work.Play, we cover all bases. Okay? We cover all bases because we have the framework of work-life balance. When you're not at work, you're at home or you're out. Eat.Work.Play. We have myself as a founder, we have a developer, a UI/UX designer, advisor, and my mentor thanks to City Startup Labs. Today, Eat.Work.Play serves not only as a relocation device for Shannon, but a place where Shannon can build hundreds of relationships with his other community members. And this is because Eat.Work.Play believes that most professional relationships and transactions are not made only in the office, but outside of the office. Thank you for your time and consideration.
Davon, a fine presentation.
Thank you, sir.
I have a question. You have a lot of competition in this area. It's been
Okay.
around for a while, as you mentioned there.
Yes, sir.
They've been well established. They're generating quite a few followers.
Mm-hmm.
What makes you think, even though you have a couple areas that are a little different, you've detailed a few others, that you're going to be able to overtake these folks that have been out there, that are well-funded, and have done a fine job overall for their own area?
Well, if I could change the verbiage, great question, by the way. I would say that when you look at these as competitors, that's not so accurate because we're using them as partners. We've partnered with Yelp. We've partnered with LinkedIn. We've partnered with Eventbrite. We've partnered with Groupon. And every time someone purchases something from our site that originated from their site, we make money. Groupon, their average revenue per user is $23. TripAdvisor, they essentially capitalize off of users that are relocating, and they use Facebook to generate revenue, to generate a network alongside that relocation device. Now, Eat.Work.Play, on the other hand, we're not targeting those that are here for a weekend. We're targeting those that are here to stay. And we're also leveraging LinkedIn's professional platform in order to generate revenue and traffic. So I would say more so these are my partners. This is all the more reason why I can fill that void of work-life balance. When you go to LinkedIn, you don't want to put some of the things that are there that you have on Facebook. When you go to Facebook, I mean, how many pictures do you have at the top? Eat.Work.Play serves as that median. And we, in fact, can be that platform where myself and another BOA employee or myself and another Wells Fargo employee, we don't have to say, hey, let's go to Starbucks. Let's go to Caribou Coffee. Let's go to Crave. I like hookah. Do you like hookah? Do you like, do you like other things besides coffee? You can like sherbet. And when you're entering these interests, okay, you're matched with other people that share those common interests with yourself.
Okay.
Thank you.
It was really, really good presentation.
Thank you.
I think the two questions I had are a little bit like Jay's in terms of how are you going to get people to pay for this, number one, for the application? And do you sense there might be a little bit of social network fatigue? Is there really a need for another site?
Right. Great question. Now, your first question was, how am I going to get people to pay?
Yeah.
The second question was, isn't there already enough social network fatigue? How am I going to get people to pay? People are coming here to Charlotte not knowing what they want to do. People are going to Phoenix, Austin, Texas, DC, these various cities. They don't know what to do. What they're doing is they're going to this one-stop shop, and when they purchase a product here, it just you're going straight to Groupon. You're not purchasing it from our website. What we're doing is presenting the product to you that you like based on your interests, okay? So, and then we're also pairing you with other individuals that are professionally driven, that share similar interests. Now, the second question was, isn't there already enough social networking platforms? Okay, that's social networking platforms. That's just that. This is a social directory, okay? So here, I mentioned earlier that if you have a LinkedIn, you essentially have a Eat.Work.Play website login. So you're entering the same credentials that you use for LinkedIn onto this site, and we're using LinkedIn's API or their data in order to connect you with people that you may have in your network or may not, or would like to have in your network. So we're partnering with companies that have already proven themselves to be victorious.
And you have these partnerships sorted out?
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Is it a contract?
No,
arrangement?
actually, my developers, they reach out, for example, Yelp. They provide free open source content. When someone goes to my website and they see a restaurant that is on Yelp, I mean, they're still using Yelp, but at the same time, we're putting something in front of them that they, as well as other individuals that they may not have met otherwise.
Thank you.
If that answers your question. Thank you.
Thank you.
Am I correct that fundamental to making this work, you need to get the new resident in Charlotte to be aware of and go to your platform versus going directly to Meetup, for example, or directly to Groupon? You need to create awareness that Eat.Work.Play is the place to go for the new resident.
Well,
Is that right?
yes. Well, actually, we've already been generating revenue as well as users before we've launched. And yes, when people go to Groupon, they're not going there to meet other people. Like if you see here in the chart, let's pull out those in particular that you mentioned. Groupon. People don't go to Groupon for people to connect with. People don't go to Groupon for reviews. They go there for deals. Now, Meetup, perfect example. That's one of the biggest ones that I hear. Now, when people go to Meetup, I mean, when you go to Meetup, you go there under an idea. People that like to go to restaurants, people that like to do kung fu. I mean, that doesn't quite cater to your interests as an individual. You can select 1,000 meetups, but then you got a whole feed of 1,000. You might as well pick up a newspaper. You know, this learns you as a person, and we suggest content, products, and individuals to you based on those. So just to kind of keep going along, local deals. You're not really going to meet up for local deals. You're not going to meet. You may not go to a meet up for places to eat, depending on the specific group. And then Meetup isn't professionally driven. This is for professionals that are looking to connect outside of work. It can be a contractor that is relocated from their job in Arizona, but moved to Austin, Texas. They can still use this platform.
Thank you.
Sure.
Davon, I like your enthusiasm, man. You mentioned a few seconds ago that you're already generating revenue.
No, I didn't generate revenue just yet. Okay. What I've generated is traffic.
Traffic.
Yes, I've generated traffic and I've generated users. And this is through validation. I wanted to make sure before I went into this big business venture, do people really want to use one platform to solve all these problems? Mm-hmm. And what I did was I asked over 300 people in Charlotte, professionals, if you could have these features on one platform, would you do it? What were some of your major issues? And 7 out of 10 people said housing, finding other people, and knowing what things to do once they got here. And this isn't a problem that's just here in Charlotte. It's all across the country. When you look at Steve Jobs, Steve Jobs, when he brought the iPhone to the market, what did he do? He bought the iPod, he bought the phone, and the internet. That's the iPod, the phone, and the internet. And he put them in one device. Biggest thing almost known to mankind, right? Since sliced bread. I mean, what I'm thinking, well, what I have validated is that people don't want to go to Yelp, TripAdvisor, Meetup, Groupon, LinkedIn, Foursquare. They want to go to one place where they can get all of this information. And that's what Eat.Work.Play has been able to achieve.
Got you. Question, man. I've seen that tagline before, Eat.Work.Play. Have you researched it to make sure that
That's me.
That's you?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you're that dude.
I'm that guy.
Okay.
I'm that guy behind the Instagram with 7,000 followers. They don't know it's a black guy. Gotcha. But I realized that.
keep that low, man.
But I do know that there's more to this world besides myself, and I know how to cater to those people. Bucknell University, I was one of 5% of black people on that campus. I'm a diverse individual. I have diverse thoughts. I'm able to think beyond, and I know how to bring all of my experiences, the fact that I had a father when I grew up, and the fact that all of these things brought together give you what I am today as well as Eat.Work.Play.
Hey, Davon, I think, man, in order to really kill this market,
Yes, sir.
You're going to have to look at one of the big players and figure out how to do a strategic partnership with them, or maybe even do a partnership with Request Systems, the first gentleman that presented,
Yes, sir.
Alexander.
Yes,
It'd be
sir.
an interesting combination. Yeah.
And I am more than open to that. I think that this will be a great platform for the community overall, because you got barbers that are asking me, hey, when is it going to launch? When is it going to launch? You got salon stylists. You got local businesses that want to get their platform in front of my people,
Gotcha.
or in front of the Eat.Work.Play's user base.
Got you.
Sir.
Okay, last question, man. If you win and move to the last module, what are you going to do with those resources for the next 60 days?
I'm going to use my following and bring them onto the user base. I'm already ingrained in the heart of Charlotte. People may not know who Davon Bailey is, but there are over 7,000 individuals from our following on social media, email lists, et cetera, my connections, work, outside of work, that have already followed Eat.Work.Play. Now I'm looking to bring them onto the site, as well as invest in advertising in order to get the word out even more beyond Davon Bailey's reach. Thank you. Yes, sir.